Damien here, and in this video, we're going to take you through a quick start. The quick start to going out and getting that first sale. What we're going to cover? We're going to start with the mindset. Why it's important to develop a winner attitude and how to become a massive action taker. It starts with the right mindset, and we're going to be taking you through ways that you can achieve that. We're going to show you ways to identify your market, where to spend your time and where not to spend your time. We're going to show you how it is that you really are swimming in a sea of leads. We're going to teach you how to build the most irresistible demo tool, the mock-up. We're also going to show you how to approach your prospects. We're going to go over what we call the icebreaker script, how to get them talking all the time. And finally, the importance of that first sale. I cannot stress enough how important that first sale is. Let's talk about mindset. What you need to realize is what you have with mobile marketing and mobile apps is absolute rock solid gold. And you need to convince yourself of that first. You see, in this economy, businesses are struggling. They're struggling to find ways to get new customers and to keep their existing customers coming back more often. And what you have is the absolute solution to doing just that and ultimately helping them grow their business. It's okay that you're new to this business. You don't have to tell your prospect that they're the first prospect that you're presenting this to, but it's okay to say that you're new to this business. It was just 2007 when Steve Jobs announced the App Store. So quite frankly, everyone's new to this business. Just be happy that you're one of the first to market with one of the most amazing and most effective marketing tools known to the local business. Now you can dot all the I's and cross all the T's and set up the perfect business structure, but what we're going to be showing you through the next few videos is why it's so important to just take massive action. You're going to want to start local. Avoid the larger chains. Don't call Walmart. I can promise they're probably not going to call you back. You know, you've got a sea of leads right around you. Become the local mobile expert. How about the restaurant that you've been going to for the last 10, 15 years? Or how about the schools that your kids go to, your hairdresser, your dentist? Every single business that I know needs a mobile app and a mobile optimized presence. And quite frankly, they will get one. The question is, will you be responsible for it and will you profit from it? We're going to show you why it's important to attack your warm market first and give you strategies on how to do just that. And you're going to love this. I'm going to show you 3 killer lead source techniques that are going to have you swimming in that sea of leads. Mock it up. You're going to spend no more than 15 minutes building the absolute perfect demo. It's the absolute most irresistible demo tool. We're going to show you plenty of ways to present it, whether you have a smartphone or not. And the approach. You know, people ask me all the time, Damien, should I email? Should I call? What should I do? You know what I like to say all the time? Just walk in. Or, as my friend Omar will say, pop on by. And in some cases, be a customer. You know, sit down and order the sandwich. And then call the manager or the owner over and say, hey, this sandwich is awesome. And, you know, hey, how's business? You know, you'll be surprised. Owners like to talk about their business. And you might even notice that you'll get them talking so easily. One, they kind of owe it to you. You're their customer. The icebreaker script. Write this down. How would you like to find more ways to get more customers and to keep your existing customers coming back more often and buying more stuff? What do you think they're going to say to that? You think they're going to say no? That's the icebreaker. It works every time. We're going to show you how to do your research in advance so that you come in prepared. Now, this is a big tip. We're going to show you why it's so important to show them what they look like now. First of all, most websites are not mobile optimized. And when you look at them on a mobile device, they don't look too good. And business owners don't like to see it. And when you show it to them, it sets the stage for your solution, the mobile app and the mobile optimized presence. In our future videos here, we're going to show you why you need to become a good listener and a great question asker. It really helps position your sale and position your presentation. And then, boom, that first sale. Boy, it tastes sweet. You start your portfolio. This is where now you'll start to get referrals coming from your existing customers. You'll be able to point to the mobile apps that are in the marketplace that you're responsible for. You'll be able to share it on Facebook and get the message out on Twitter. Put it on your website. This is a huge confidence boost. Once you do this first sale, you'll find that the second one comes easier and the third one comes even easier than that. Practice makes perfect. And in these next few videos, we're going to show you how to make perfect practice. We're going to show you why it's important to be flexible, how to lower the barrier of entry, and how to get more mobile app sales by being easy to work with through payment terms, financing, and a host of ways that you can make it easier for your client. And I like to say, GTM, baby, go out and get the money. Get up, get out, and get the money. Now it's time to take action. When? Now. Today. All right, are you ready? It's time to identify your market and get ready to go out there and crush it. Let's go over some of the ideal business types that I like to. Restaurants and bars. Come on. We all know why restaurants need mobile apps. Just think about it. If they had 500 plus people that have downloaded the apps induced by free drink specials, for instance, just think on that Thursday when suddenly it's not so much of a happy hour. There's nobody in the store. Can the guy go back and put in a push message and send a message that pops right to everybody's device, like an SMS text message within seconds that says free drinks for the next 2 hours? What do you think would happen? When you explain that feature and give them the direct benefit, they'll get it. They would have to be living under a rock to not get how effective that would be. Let them know that 97% of the time, these SMS messages and push messages are read on the mobile device. Restaurants and bars are a perfect target. Think about the nightclubs. It's the perfect audience. It's the crowd, the 18 and over, the 21 and over. What about the free drink specials? What about get first in line? What about ladies' night with push messages? Can you see the picture? They are an easy target, and they love the image gallery. Plug in pictures of people having a good time. Let them know about the fan wall feature. Social media right within the app where people says, I had such a great time. This place rocks. That is social proof. People will start to share the app with the share the app feature. What I'm doing in this video is I'm going to be going through the different niche businesses as I throw out there the great little features that I think really make that mobile app sell. What about your hairdresser? Reservation systems that they could connect to that are online in HTML5. What about the tip calculator? Hairdresser would like that. How about pictures of the previous hairdos or hair not so do's? Real estate agents. Boy, I love real estate agents. To me, they are like shooting fish in a barrel. No offense, but they love how they look on websites and color brochures. Just go to your grocery store, grab some of the magazines, flip through it, and you'll see all the pictures. They usually have their face with their pearly whites, and they'll have pictures of all their listings. Well, the ones that pay for the color ads, you know, have the bigger budgets. That's a nice little tip. You can basically go to their website, create a little mock-up, put their pearly whites right on the home screen, go and show them the demo, boom. Why do they want a mobile app? They want a mobile app to list their listings. How about turn-by-turn directions? How about showing folks that are ready to sell their home that they're an agent that take advantage of new trendy technology tools to help them beat out their competition, which is why they should list with them. What a great listing presentation that is when they can just go through their app. How about the video testimonials from the folks that they've sold their home successfully or bailed them out of foreclosure or sold their short sale? Real estate agents are an easy target. You should definitely put them on your hit list. Chiropractors, doctors, dentists, all of the professionals, lawyers, they all have a reason for a mobile app. And if you just check with our support team, you can find hundreds of demos from any different niche you can think of, including the professionals. Service business. Churches are amazing. The church can send out podcasts of the sermons and really interact with the congregation. What about fundraising? What about donating money to the church? What about special message for the day? All of these things are great reasons why to promote the church. The church can basically advertise the QR codes and fill the church up, get more people interested to come in and check them out. Schools. This is our most recent trend. We've been seeing apps get approved in the Apple Store constantly. Because Apple, I don't know, they must like schools, but I'll tell you who really, really likes mobile apps for schools is the school itself, the parents, the students. They all get a great value. Constant interaction with the faculty and the parents. How about the messages about the snowstorm that came in and schools closed for the day? How about come pick up your kids early? How about the local businesses that support the local schools? Would they want to potentially advertise within the app and pay the school $50 to $100 a month? Phenomenal fundraising vehicle. These are some really, really, really good tips in focusing on schools. You know that 90% of the students are going to have a smartphone by 2016. This is our audience. They're using smartphones. They're searching on smartphones. They're buying product on smartphones. They're buying books on smartphones. This is the perfect target and can't be ignored. You could go after and create multiple apps for a school. How about the football team? How about the band? How about the debate club? You get the picture. Schools are definitely a good target. And I'll give you a big tip. You want to think about donating the app to a school or a church or a charitable organization. What are you passionate about? Not only can you get the benefit of giving back and supporting your favorite cause, but you also create a phenomenal mobile marketing device for that church, school, or charitable organization to do fundraising and to highlight stories. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but that is definitely a target. Donate an app, get the publicity, get the press, call the local newspaper, call the local radio once you've donated the app and it goes live in the marketplace, and get the word out. Can you imagine the amount of business that you could get when they know that you're the one that was responsible for the mobile app for the local school? Car dealerships, used cars, new cars. How about the service department? How about discounts to come into the service department? Did you know that the service department is a very, very huge part as far as revenue on the spreadsheet? They rely on their service departments to be busy and keep cars coming in and out of there. Imagine what they can do with the mobile device. Golf courses. You cannot ignore the golf courses. Boy, this, not only do we have a great template in the builder, but we also have, think about having a picture of each hole nicely displayed. Think about tips, golf videos, instruction videos, putting videos. How about testimonials? Why it's a great course, why you need to play there. The list goes on. Discounts in the pro shop. Preferred tee times. You'll find that golf courses have a bigger budget. They're already spending a ton of money advertising. And keep in mind that when you use a mobile app, you are enhancing the existing advertising. If they're going to be in the paper and the magazines and the TV, direct mail, all they got to do now with a mobile app is put a few QR codes on there and create an instant response of people downloading the app and bookmarking them, their brand, right on their mobile device. And now they've opened up a one-on-one communication channel to their prospects and their customers. And they can interact on a daily, weekly, and up-to-the-minute basis. Ski resorts. Yeah, it's about to start snowing. So you know it's time to get to the ski resorts, because think of the trail maps. Think of the GPS. Think of the photos and the images of people catching gnarly air. Ski resorts are an easy target, and again, they cater to the right audience. You know, I recently went snowboarding with some friends, and I found that we were all using our mobile device throughout the whole day to find each other on the mountain. All kinds of really cool things that we do on the mountain with mobile devices. You would be surprised. Now, our mobile apps, they might not do all of that stuff, but when you go to the ski resort and the ski resort says, hey, I'd like to have a map with GPS and find your friends, could you do it? Well, the answer needs to be yes. Avoid the big chains. Like I said before, don't call Walmart. They're not going to call you back. I can promise you that. And you know what? Why climb a mountain when you can just go down and chop down the branches? It's real simple. It's real easy to go after those ma and pops. You know, the 3 or 4 man operation. They're really easy to talk to. They really, really, really need to get more business, and they need affecting marketing tools like this. In fact, they probably didn't even know that they could have their own mobile app in the marketplaces. Go after the little guys. They're your bread and butter. Now I'm going to go through 3 lead source techniques. These are the most killer strategies I know to swimming in a sea of leads that are all around you. Let's start with Google Maps. This is where we're going to talk about low-hanging fruit, and we're going to talk about the lead machine. But first, Google Maps. Number 1, it's free. You don't have to pay anything. Have you ever searched on your mobile device or your desktop and just typed in restaurants, for instance, Newport Beach? Watch what happens. In fact, we're going to do a nice little demo for you, and I'll show you how by the couple clicks of a button, you can get millions and millions of leads. Access to everything you need to know about that business before you make your call. Get ready. Take a look at this.
Really, it starts off with just searching for a niche. And so when I search for a niche, let's say we're going to do restaurants today, I always start with the city name, and there's a lot of restaurants near me in Woodbury, Minnesota. Restaurants. I always spell restaurants wrong. Restaurants. Okay, so we go Woodbury, restaurants. I live in Cottage Grove, and Woodbury is a bigger city, so they got more choices. So what you do here on this page then is Google. I'm using Google for my search engine, which is what I recommend you guys do, because what Google does is it shows you all the locations that are either paying for listings or have ranked listings, which means, in my book, they're a more credible business, which means they might have some money to spend when it comes to advertising and marketing. So what's great about this is Google gives you this map right here. And on this map, they're going to highlight 7 businesses right here. This is the 7-pack. And these are 7 targets for who you can build an app for. And if you want more restaurants in one city, Google identifies them with all these red dots. You see all these little red dots across the screen here besides the 7-pack. And there's another additional possible another $5,000 in income from some of those smaller type of restaurants as well. So drill into a niche, do a search like we're doing here, and then pick which restaurant you're going to build your app for. And a lot of people ask me, well, should I check and see if they have an app in the App Store? Yeah, that might be a good idea too. You don't want to go build an app for a business that's already got an app in the App Store. So it's really easy. Just go to iTunes or go to Google Play and search for the name of that restaurant and see if it's actually out there.
Wasn't that awesome? Listen, it's that easy. You have millions of leads at your fingertips, and all you have to do is spend just a few minutes of time and type in the niche you're going after and do your research. Do your research, go to the websites, see if they've got the stuff that you need, make the mock-up. Drop in on the business. Low-hanging fruit. This is my favorite. This is the easy money. Who do you know? Who are your strong relationships that are business owners? Who owes you one? You know that restaurant that you've been going to for the last 20 years? You know, the owner's going to talk to you. Probably knows you by first name. Wait till you show them the power of the mobile app and what it can bring to their business. How about your hairdresser? How many years you've been paying your hairdresser? You think they need a mobile app? Get on it. Get on it. You have low-hanging fruit right around you. Most of the businesses that you can do your first initial sales are right under your nose. And really, I need to stress, and I'll get more in one of the future videos here on how to really focus on being very flexible and lowering the barrier to entry so that you have a better chance of making that sale and closing the deal. These are people that are easy to talk to. You don't have to worry about whether you're new or whether you've been in this business for a long time. You don't have to worry about whether your presentation is perfectly polished or whether the mock-up looks exactly the way it should look. You know, you just go in and have a conversation. It doesn't have to be all tense and tight. Don't put on a tie. Go in business casual and just go and have a conversation. You know, it's someone you can have coffee or a beer with. Hang out. Have a conversation. Show them how powerful this can be and collect a check. Any place you frequent. What local businesses need an app? Every business needs a mobile optimized presence, whether it's an HTML5 web app, which our solution builder does, or a native app in the marketplaces. They need a mobile presence. You've already checked and seen what a typical website that's not optimized looks like on the mobile device. I've told you the strategy of actually showing the business owner what that looks like. Now, think about it. You know, if everyone is already on their mobile devices, shouldn't you be easier to find and look much better in that mobile environment? You know, isn't that what the user experience, you know, what the users expect? That's what I expect. If I'm going to shop for pizza, you know, I'm going to order the pizza before I get to the house. I'd like to do it right there on my iPad. Boom, boom, boom. While someone else is driving, of course. But anyway, We're always searching on the mobile device, and the businesses will get it when you just show them simply why they need to do this. Every business needs an app. It doesn't matter whether you're a professional business, a food in the food industry, a school, a charitable organization, or plenty of the niche markets that we've talked about today, and there's a whole lot more. Do your research. All of these leads at your fingertips, and for whatever niche market you want to go after. Just go through the list of what earlier in the video. Just go through the list and type them all in your local area, and do this as a little exercise. Write down how many total businesses of that niche are right around you. Sum it all up. There's your leads. That's how to get started. Let's talk about your massive action plan. Take action when? Right now. It's time to take action. So we're going to talk about how to identify your ideal markets. That's the first thing you do. Identify your ideal markets. Make the low-hanging fruit list, okay? There's a document right under this video. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to print it out. I'd like you to sit down and write the 12 hot prospects. These are the people that are the easiest to talk to, and they are the hottest on your list based on your relationship. Trust me. Do 12. I want you to stretch the brain. I know you already know of 3 or 4. That's not what I'm looking for. Stretch the brain. Suddenly you'll realize, that guy from high school that you went to high school with that, you hadn't seen in 5 years, but they own several businesses. Boom. Stretch the brain. Make the list. Then sum it up and pick your most 3 probable prospects. And this is based on your relationship with them. Are they family? Are you a long-term customer? Let's bring it down to that low-hanging fruit. How powerful is a relationship? Sum it up to your best 3. Called the puppy dog close. This is where you build the app and you basically preview it through your mobile device, and your prospect will see exactly what their app looks like, their images, their branding, their menu if they're a restaurant, their schedule, their events, their content. This will build emotion. They will take ownership in that prize. They want it. They don't want to let you leave until they own it. And that's why I like to use the example, the puppy dog close. You walk into the pet store with your kids, and the guy gives your little daughter, or little son, a puppy, cute little fluffy little puppy, and says, why don't you go ahead and take him home and try him out for a week and bring him back if you don't want him. Yep, that's called the puppy dog close for obvious reasons. Well, you can do that with the mobile app. This strategy here that we're going to be teaching you on this video is one of the most effective local business marketing tactics known to date. And I've studied all of them, whether it's for social media, SEO, or anything. Obviously, if you can take and get a business up to the top of Google in 1 hour flat, that would be pretty impressive. But being able to quickly mock up the mobile app and show them what they would look like on a mobile device. All right, to take action, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick your target prospect. Okay, your target prospects are going to be on one of the 2 lists. You've either used one, if not all 3 of the killer lead strategies that I gave you previously in the video so that you could identify who your target prospects are. You've got those on list number 1, which are your low-hanging fruit. The people that you know, and they're your most probable prospects, and they're going to be easy to talk to, and you're probably going to make your first sale right there. Then you've got list number 2. You've either found them on Google through some research, or you used the lead machine. Either way, you've got your list that made it. You've got your prospects that made it to this list. Now you find them on the web. You go online, you find them where they are now, you see what content you have to work with, you look for different features that you could highlight that would drive a direct benefit that you're going to be using in your presentation. Again, you're going to follow the outline and the guide with the 5 steps that Jeff outlined previously. Then you're going to mock it up, code, and you're going to show them what it looks like. You're going to go right in, talk to the decision maker or the owner. You're either going to pop in or you've prearranged a meeting. Either way, you're going to get to the decision maker and you're going to show them all the benefits that this app is going to deliver to them. You're going to show them the features that sell. You're going to show them how awesome they look in the mobile space. You're going to create emotion. And when you see those emotions, you're going to hit them with trial closing questions. And you're going to ask them, for instance, can you see how this mobile app is going to drive you more business and more new customers. And when they say yes and you see the emotion, that's your time to strike. And you're going to learn more on how, as we go deeper into investigative selling, how to take advantage of that. But you want to close on that emotion. At that point, you want to close the sale and you want to help them get their mobile app come to life in the marketplaces. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this training. Are you ready to take your massive action? Are you ready to go out and pick your target prospect, find them on the web, mock it up, preview it, and close down your first deal? Well, if not, get ready for the next series because we've got a lot more training. We're going to teach you the approach. We're going to teach you and revisit the icebreaker script and why it works every time and how you'll be able to take these mock-ups and let them sell themselves. We're going to go deeper into investigative selling, which was inspired by the great Tom Hopkins. You're going to learn the secrets of closing the sale, the secrets to handling objections. You'll learn the tricks to asking the right questions. You'll learn how to become an incredible listener. You'll learn how to develop a presentation that'll absolutely get them buying mobile apps from you over and over again. You're going to have so much fun in this business. You're going to be so excited when you see what you're able to do when you deliver the mobile app to a business and they start receiving a direct benefit of more customers, with customers coming back more often, and the word gets out around town that you are their hero, that you're the one that had helped them to succeed and thrive in this economy. All right, now it's time to analyze your approach. You've already figured out who you're going after. You've followed at least one, if not three, of the killer strategies that I taught you in the previous video on how to find the right prospects. We're either going after your low-hanging fruit or we're going after a prime prospect that you found using Google Maps or the Lead Machine. Now here's what to do next. In this video, we're actually going to share a little bit about my story and why I'm qualified to train you on how to make a killing in this business. We're going to also look at who you are and show you ways on how you can develop instant street credibility, very low cost. I'm also going to revisit the icebreaker script. It works every time. We're going to go over more reasons why the local business needs a mobile optimized presence. We're also going to give you a preview into my favorite style of selling called investigative selling, inspired by the great Tom Hopkins. I'm also going to be showing you and walking you through the presentation packages. It's been a short career of only 20 years, and during this 20 years, helping small businesses achieve greater success through technologies and tools and marketing. I also trained and hired hundreds of sales reps across the country and taught them how to go out and hit the local business market selling credit card processing equipment, ATM machines, and anything in the payment processing space. That's my core competency. I started at the ripe age of 18 years old selling businesses credit card processing terminals. That was back in the heyday. It was like an absolute gold rush. And I really relate today's times with mobile apps to be very similar to the same time, if not bigger and better, with a far greater reach. We're talking a global reach where you could make millions of dollars helping small businesses across the globe use better and more effective technology to market their business. Well, let's go back to credit card processing. That was about getting up in the morning, getting focused, getting out there and just walking right into the local businesses. I worked with every culture you can think of. I went in with a positive winning attitude that I knew I was going to get their attention. And if I didn't get the sale, I was at least going to get their attention. And I was going to ask them for a possible referral. I could never lose. I went in with that attitude from the minute I left my house, got into my car. That's the attitude I had. I used to listen to Tom Hopkins religiously in my car stereo over and over and over again as he continued to make impressions and closing styles stamped into my brain. I used to go out there and I used to do it for sport. I used to have fun. Every time I got a no, and we'll teach you this same feeling, is I felt like that was the best thing that could ever happen because I knew just a couple more no's till I got my yes. I looked at every failure as just a stair step to the next success. And the better I got, the more presentations I did, the better I got. It's called perfect practice. And we're going to take you through ways that you can make practice perfect through some of these next few videos. Well, we sold over 50,000 credit card processing terminals and electronic processing software for processing cards. And the reason why is because it was something that every single business needed. I, again, liken it to today. Everybody needs a mobile optimized presence. You have the same opportunity available to you. It was easy for me to hire sales reps because we had something that was hot. It was easy for me to train sales reps because I led by example and I was out there selling on a daily basis. And it was easy for us to make a killing because, again, we were helping businesses and they really needed what we had. They almost basically sold themselves. Now, in this part of the approach training series, we're going to revisit the icebreaker script. This is my favorite. It works all the time. Now, by now you should have two lists of prospects. You should have on list one your warm target market prospects. These are folks that are going to be the easiest to talk to. They made it to this list because of you have a pre-existing relationship. You've been a customer of theirs, whatever it is, it's going to be the easiest people to talk to. Then you've got the folks on list number two. Now, you don't have a pre-existing relationship. You may not know who they are. You may have done research on Google Maps or used the lead machine tool that came with this program to find that they were the perfect target prospect. What you're going to do is you're going to go to them and you're going to get through to the decision maker simply by asking. You're either going to ask for the general manager or the owner. When they come, you're going to start off with a question that I feel works all the time. Hey, Johnny, how would you like to get a bunch of new customers? Keep your existing customers coming back more often, buying more stuff from you. Now, what do you think they're going to say? I mean, in most cases, they're going to say yes. Who doesn't want more business? And after you get the yes, you can simply go on to tell them, well, there's an app for that. Yeah, I know, a little cheesy, but you know what? They've heard it before, and now you've intrigued them. Oh, there's an app for that. Meaning I can have an app too? Yes. I'd like to show you how you can get your own mobile app into the iTunes Store and the Google Play market. A mobile app will help you engage your prospects and customers more effectively and offer them discounts and loyalty incentives to keep them coming back. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to build a mock-up for you so you can see exactly what your mobile app would look like when it comes to life. You're going to absolutely love it. Now, is Wednesday morning or Thursday afternoon a good time for me to come by and show it to you? Now, you see what you did with that last sentence? You didn't ask them whether you could come by next week or not. You asked them if Wednesday was a better time or was Thursday a better option, giving them a choice of one or the other. Either one works for you. Believe me, try not to use yes or no questions. Always use this or that questions so you can get the desired result. Now we're going to go into more reasons why they need this. These are the features and the benefits that are important to explain depending on who your customer and target prospect is. We're going to go over them now. One-on-one intimate communication with their customers. This is a new multimedia channel. This is, for the first time, the only way that a business owner can communicate with their prospects and customers by the push of a button instantly in seconds. And you do that by sending out what we call push notifications. Push notifications are like SMS text messages, and they're received right on your mobile device instantly after they're sent. This is a perfect way for a business owner to get out specials, discounts, reminders, coupons. They're so effective. They're read 97% of the time versus 4% by email. I mean, think of the big difference of collecting an email address, which, by the way, the mobile app does for you as well. But think about collecting an email address and sending out a discount to come in for free drinks for the day, but you're sending it out by way of email. It'll take forever to get the message out and to be read at all. So that's why push notifications and SMS text messaging is so powerful for a business. Really put mobile marketing firmly on the map. But listen, you're going to be asked questions. What's the difference between a mobile website and a mobile application? And this right here is your single best answer. Push notifications. Mobile websites can't send push notifications. You actually need native mobile applications that are either in the iTunes Store or the Google Play market to be able to send push notifications. So that right there is your hammer. You hammer down with push notifications. Constant branding right to the customer's device. This is our most intimate device. We're by the smartphones up to 23 hours per day. And you, as a business owner, can brand an icon right onto that device. So whenever they're flipping around, they can see the icon and start thinking about your business. Another good reason why someone would need a mobile app is because it's the perfect platform for social proof. This is the important info, the testimonials, why this lawyer is a good lawyer to choose, why this realtor is the best realtor in the community. You can do this through videos on YouTube. Business owners can simply take video recordings of their customers, of testimonials as to why they use better quality products or as to why their service is the best service around for what they do. This is a great way to display that in the mobile app. GPS directions to the location, very popular for local search. They find the local business, they download it, and they can get turn-by-turn directions right to the location. One-tap calling from the mobile device, very simply put, they can hit a button and call the location. They can call whichever location. It could be multiple locations. It'll just give them a drop-down menu to choose which location they're trying to call. The mobile app connects to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, all the different social media outlets, all brings them into one area, the mobile app. Viral marketing, share this app. This is awesome. If you have a great app that offers a great value proposition, people will get the word out. They'll start talking about it. They'll post it on Facebook. They'll send it out by Twitter. Or they'll hit the little button within the app that gives them an option to send it by SMS or to send it by email. Once you start getting massive app downloads and they start getting the word out virally, before you know it, that business will have thousands of people that have downloaded the app onto their mobile device, which basically increases the list size of who they're going to send their discounts and specials to. Other reasons why they need it is to keep in contact with their customers, keep them engaged, keep them coming back into the store, keep them buying more and more often, and ultimately what they're out for, to grow their business. And by keeping up with the up-to-date, most powerful marketing media available today, they'll be able to do just that. And you're there as their solution to show them how. Now we're going to get into my favorite style of selling, investigative selling, invented by a longtime friend of mine, Omar Periu. He was also trained and mentored by the great Tom Hopkins. Investigative selling was inspired by the need for Omar to find a way to train salespeople how to become better salespeople and start closing more sales. A way to get them out of their own way, to stop fighting themselves, and to start becoming prosperous and closing more sales. He found that we do this through being a better listener than a talker. It's about asking the right questions and really giving a hoot about who you're taking care of. Having a product knowledge and understanding and knowing that you have the solution to their problems. You know this because you ask questions and you listen. Rather than talking, you're listening and you're taking notes and you're observing. You're watching for key signals and you're taking down note to key answers that are going to help you formulate your presentation. Now, you've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. The way to formulate the presentation is in a way that answers the problems by providing a solution to it and enhances that they like the things that are working. Well, that by the way of the mobile optimized presence, it's going to work even better. You figure out how to get the ingredients to that presentation by taking note to the answers when you go through your series of questions. And later in this video, I'm going to be going over a series of questions so that you can add to your arsenal. Let's talk about mindset. You've got to have the right mindset. You've got to have a winning attitude. You got to wake up in the morning knowing that you can take control of your day, and at the end of it, you're going to be happy because you conquered the day. You do this by getting your mind right. You want to get your mind right the minute you wake up. In fact, before you go to bed. Before you go to bed, figure out what you're going to do, your plan of attack, and what area you're going to hit, who you're going to go out and talk to. Figure it out the day before. Map it down, go to bed. Forget about it. When you wake up in the morning, you're ready. First things first, you got to feed yourself. You got to give yourself fuel. Back in the day, I used to skip breakfast. It was the worst decision. I would absolutely hit a wall by 2 or 3 o'clock, and you don't want this to happen. You want to be at your A game all day, and it starts by fueling the tank. Have a good breakfast, and if you're into working out, which I have to stress, at least 2 to 3 days a week. That's what I can get in. I wish I could get in 7 days a week. And I would suggest if you can, even if it's 15 to 20 minutes, you got to exercise. It's not only a great stress reliever, it helps you to think and it helps you to prepare for your day. You're going out to battle. You're going out to go and earn your keep, make some money, and you want to get your mind right from the get-go. And by getting your blood pressure going, getting your heart rate up, getting through some serious workout and serious cardio, pumping weights, whatever you're into, it's the way to get your day started. I don't like doing this at the end of the day because I'm pretty much worn out at the end of the day. So now, what are you going to do? You've worked out, you've filled the tank, and now you want to set out on your mission. Well, Know what you're selling is gold. Know that you're set out on the mission of actually helping these businesses succeed and thrive in today's economy. And what you have is the killer solution for that. So go out there like you can't lose. Go out there knowing that you will succeed. You start succeeding the minute you walk out the door when you start thinking along these lines. When you go into your first prospect, you do not care if you get a no. If you get a no, you embrace that no and you get excited about that no and you start to love that no. And the reason why is because it's just a matter of numbers. It'll only take so many no's before you get your yes, and this will become very clear to you, and you'll see that you'll practice. You'll do it the same way. You'll go out there motivated from one, and just know it's not personal. If they turn you down, if they don't want a mobile app, if now's not the time, if the budget's not there, it's not personal. Guess what? You've got more people to see. The next person just very well may be that one. So you got to always be playing at your A game. And you know, what I used to think about when I actually lost a sale, I would stop, I would go outside and I would huddle with myself and I would think, what was it that worked? What was it that didn't work? I would sit there and analyze what closing tool I used. Was I asking the right questions? Was I listening? Did I take note? Did I address their problems with my solution? Did I speak too much about features and not enough about benefits? I just analyze it and try to make myself better with each and every presentation. Practice makes perfect, and you always want to be practicing your game. So when you do get a no, it's just practice. You know what I used to do? Midway through the sale, I would know that it's probably not going to happen, so now I had nothing to lose. So I tried all of the crazy stuff, all the high risk stuff, all those things that, you know, they can really bomb for you in a big way. And I would try it on that prospect because I wasn't getting the deal anyway. And I had nothing to lose and I wanted to see the reaction. I wanted to see how it worked. And you want to know? Sometimes you are shocked because they're so good, those tactics, you'll actually close the sale on a sale that you were going to lose. Anyway, that's a really good way to get your mind right as far as handling objections. So again, positive attitude, wake up in the day with the cup half full, not half empty. Go about your day like a winner with a winner's attitude, and you'll be able to succeed. Make it a daily routine. Be ready by doing preparation. You want to prepare. You want to know who you're going to see. You've already done your research on Google. You've already done your research in the lead machine. Maybe if you followed our training to this point, you've already built a mock-up. But you know who you're going to see. You either have an appointment. You know about where they're marketing. You've seen their ads in the papers. You've seen what they're doing online. You're prepared to talk to them about their business and how you can help them increase their business by taking advantage of a mobile optimized presence from you. So be ready. Be on your aim game. Remember, it's just a numbers game. You have to turn over more stones to find the gold. You've got to do it. You just got to know, when I go into a shopping center, I'm going to talk to 4 or 5 people regardless. I'm going to go into every business. Now, you wouldn't go into Stater Brothers, don't go into the big chains, but hit all of the little ma and pops. You're there already. You might as well just figure out at the beginning of the day, I'm going to go to these 3 shopping centers and that's going to be my day, or these 2 shopping centers before lunch. And your goal is to throw out that icebreaker script and get some conversations going, maybe start closing deals there or booking appointments to come show your mock-up. Just remember, it's a numbers game. Be happy that there's very little competition. I mean very little competition. And this is something that's just downright sexy. They like it. It sounds good. It looks good. It triggers all the right emotions. They would love to be in the Apple and the Android marketplaces. And why not? And you are the solution. So just remember, take advantage of the fact that this is a hot product with not a lot of competition, and just go through those no's and get to your yeses one step at a time. To be a great investigative seller, you need to learn how to quickly develop rapport. You need to develop rapport the minute you walk through the door. And it doesn't matter whether it's the receptionist or the gatekeeper, you have to win them over too. You start by having a great personality, by being likable. You come in with a smile already on your face. Why? Because you just exude positive attitude and energy. And that's how you get through the gatekeeper. Once you meet the owner or the manager, again, instant rapport. Be likable. Smile. Be friendly. Shake their hand. Basically, hit them with the icebreaker script or hit them with your elevator pitch. But get the rapport, get the conversation started. Remember, match your audience. This is a real important tip. If you have someone energetic and, Mach 10 with their hair on fire, like me, for instance, then you can match them with that energy. If you have someone that's a little more conservative and a little more low-key, by all means, believe it, I was able to do it. Believe it or not, you need to try to mirror your audience, and you need to bring it down and keep it a little more low-key. Keep it positive, keep it high energy, but just try to match the energy as best you can. If you've got someone that is very loud-spoken, you can be loud-spoken back. If you've got someone that's soft-spoken, the last thing you want to do is be loud-spoken. So just match your audience, build rapport, be likable. And you really need to show that you care. Why are you there? Well, you're there because you care. You know that they need to increase their business and find new ways to get new customers. They need new customers. They need to find ways to keep motivating their customers to come back. And the bottom line is they need more business. And they need to know that you really, truly care, that you're not only providing a solution, you're providing a solution that's going to take care of their problems and that you care for them. And you do this by being a really good listener and asking questions that prove that you care. And making sure to reaffirm and always ask a question back to reaffirm and show them that you're engaged. For instance, when they tell you that they currently advertise in a certain method of advertising and it costs them this much and they're really not happy about it, you could ask the form of a question and validate that you're keeping up by saying, so let me get this straight. What you're saying is that you pay X dollars and blah, 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 and you really don't see the return you're looking for? Yes, that's what I was saying. Okay, keep it going. Again, show them that you really care. And don't fake this, really. I mean, if you don't care about what you're doing, get in another business. This is something you should be proud of, something that you will be able to reap rewards from, and so will your prospect. They get a bigger benefit out of this than you do. You've got to ask the right questions. The top producers know that you need to learn to continue to practice the skills of effective questioning and listening and observing. You basically, to become an expert investigator, you gather information and then you use that information as you find the total solution for your prospect. You ask the right questions to discover the customer's needs and wants and issues. And that's exactly how you're going to be able to formulate your presentation to match as the total solution, because it's going to answer all of the needs and wants and issues. We're going to get into some sample questions for you to use. And you got to listen up. Don't overtalk them. Don't step on their sentences. Listen to them completely. Don't zone off. Don't think about, the football scores or whatever's going on in the back of your mind. Be thinking about what they're saying so that you don't miss the key points that are going to help you to close this sale. The key tools that you're going to use in your presentation. Listen up. Here are some tips on great listening. Active listening is leaning forward slightly with a focused look in your eye, making great eye contact. Make sure to jot down notes about what you're thinking and speaking to those points if they're not covered by others. Nodding in agreement and interjecting like "you're right" and "I see" or "I agree," "I understand." If you comment now and then, you'll show that you're paying attention. Active listening is asking for clarification on something you don't understand and repeating back points to confirm what was said. Make sure to understand that what you have to hear is more important, more times than not, than what you have to say. Make sure that you're not glazed eyes, glazed over, glazing off into the distance. You're pin poised right above that sheet of paper you've been staring at for the last hour. Don't be irritating by tapping your feet or pin while someone else is talking. Don't review in your mind how you will respond to that last comment while they're talking. You're just basically taking a mental vacation. Those are the no-nos for listening. Trust me, they're going to know that you're not paying attention. And you don't want to be embarrassed. It's that uncomfortable moment when they ask you, so what did I just say? You can't repeat back to them what they didn't say. That's a sure killer for a deal. You want to make sure they know that you're listening and you care about their situation so that when you deliver your presentation, it's obviously suiting their needs and it's their total solution. And remember to confirm that you're on the same page. You know, if you've heard something that you've just felt the pain spot, the part that's so painful, you can tell it's painful. They basically exude that emotion that this is the thing they hate the most because you've asked them that question and now you can tell that that one hurts. And you know that your solution solves that problem. You might want to just confirm that we're on the same page. So what you're saying, John, is that you're actually spending $2,000 a month with that advertiser and you're not able to really measure whether you're getting any new business from it. Is that what you're saying? John says yes, and he feels the pain even more. You know, really what it is, it's about highlighting the problems so that it's more impactful when you lay out the fact that you are a solution to that problem. Hi, John. This is Damien, and I'm here for the 5 o'clock appointment. Is Mr. Reynolds in? Yeah, 1 second. Mr. Reynolds comes back. Hey, Mr. Reynolds, how you doing, man? I got that mock-up for you. I'm stoked to show it to you. Now, the reason why I sound excited like that is because I've already met Mr. Reynolds. He's a cool guy. I know that this isn't going to blow him over. I might be a little lower key if I thought that was going to be the case, but I'm happy. I'm positive. I'm in there with an attitude of success, with an attitude of positive energy. Hey, Mr. Reynolds, how's it going? I got that mock-up I wanted to show you. You got a few minutes? Or actually, if it's an appointment, say, hey, I'm here. Let's get it going. And you sit down, and remember, you're just about to have a conversation. You're going to ask the following questions. What are you doing right now to get more business? Mr. Reynolds is going to tell you a series of answers, and you're going to make note. And then the next question, naturally, is, what about what you're doing now do you absolutely like? What methods of advertising are working for you? Then you're going to ask questions like, what's not working right now? What do you feel you're wasting your money on? You're going to make all your notes. You're going to make notes because these are the pain spots. These are the spots that you're going to shed a light on and then show them how your mobile app or mobile optimized presence is the solution. You're going to ask another question. If you had the perfect solution, what would it be? That'll be a really good answer for you to work with. And now you're going to go through your presentation and you're actually going to start to hit and remind them the things that are working well. So you know you like that advertisement that you're paying for in the Sky Mall. And wouldn't it be better if you had a QR code so that folks, instead of just picking up the phone and calling while they're on the plane, what if they could just scan the QR code and basically download your mobile app right to their device? Can you see how that could make that ad perform for you so much better? And that's a question now. It's a trial closing question and confirmation. Can you see how having a QR code in the advertisement that you're spending $2,000, $3,000 a month on will get you more people downloading your app, therefore giving you more people that you can interact with? Now, as you get them to say yes to these questions, as you ask these trial closing questions, you're creating what we call the yes momentum. The more yeses you get, the closer you are to your ultimate yes. Yes, sign me up. Get me a mobile app into the marketplaces. So as you deliver the solutions which answer the problems that they revealed for you as you were asking questions and being an investigator, you confirm that they are in fact being viewed by your prospect as a solution. Yes, they can see how this will make them more money. Yes, they can see how this will keep their customers engaged. Yes, they can see how using GPS coupons can create a better loyalty program than they currently have, which would encourage their people to come back more often, buying more stuff. Yes, 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 yes. Well, then let's get your app into the mobile marketplaces immediately. Let's get into some role playing. I'm going to actually role play talking to myself, which will be kind of interesting, but I'm going to role play as I go through the type of questions that you'll want to be asking when you're talking about mobile marketing and mobile apps. All right, so you walk into the store and you ask the receptionist if Bill's there for your 10 o'clock because you've already prearranged this and you've already done the mock-up for his restaurant. And you basically, Bill comes and, hey, Bill, how you doing? Hey, I got your mock-up done. Boy, you're going to love it. It's going to be really super cool. Can we sit over here? Go ahead and you direct over, you guys sit down and you get ready to go. Say, well, thanks for taking the time to see me today. I know your time is extremely valuable and I respect that. So I want to get right into it. I've got something really special for you. when I was here last, I asked you if you wanted to find ways to get more customers and keep your existing customers coming back more often, and you said yes. But what I want to do is I think I have the perfect solution for you, but I want to get to know you and your business a little more. Is that fair? Okay. So what are you doing now to get new customers and to get new business? Well, let's see. I have a website. I've had a website up for several years. I run direct mail programs. I'm in the value pack this season. I've had a Yellow Page ad for the last 2-3 years. I actually was convinced to bump it up, so I've got the big one there where I pay $1,000 a month. It's pretty expensive. I've also dabbled in some radio, but I really couldn't find any traction with that. And I'm on Yelp. I have a Facebook page, things like that. But that's all I'm really doing at this point. Oh, okay. I see. So let me ask you, out of all those different methods of marketing, what would you say, that you would say is working the best for you right now? I am in a magazine ad that I've had that I think speaks right to my target audience in the local area. And every once in a while, I get a new customer from that. Oh, okay. I see. That's excellent. And how are you able to track that? Well, when they come in, I have them bring in a little coupon that they get out of the paper, and that's how I always know that they were reading that magazine. Okay, excellent. Out of the different methods of marketing, what else would you say is working favorably to you right now? Well, the Yelp and getting people to, like my page. I've been getting people to leave responses and ratings and rate my business, leave their opinions. It's been really good for social proof. I've had a lot of people in here say they've seen me on the net. So I think some of that stuff's going really well for me right now. All right. And out of the different methods of marketing, what would you say is not working so well that you feel you're just wasting money on? Oh, well, let's see. The Yellow Page ad, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that it's worth $1,000 a month. I don't even know if people read the Yellow Pages anymore. I totally understand how you feel. In a digital age where everybody's gone digital, in fact, everyone's gone mobile, it's hard to think that people are, keeping those big, thick Yellow Pages and going through them to find the businesses that they want. I totally agree with you. So what else would you feel is not working so well for you right now in terms of bringing in new business? Well, I just think overall I need to come up with some new strategies, something new. I've been doing the same old for the last several years, and it really hasn't changed much, and I could really use a good spark. I could use some good new stuff, things that work. I totally understand how you feel, John. In fact, plenty of the customers that I work with felt the same way too. They've just been in this rut. The business really hasn't grown. Thankfully hasn't gone down too much, but hasn't grown. And they're just looking for new, more effective ways to market. And then when they found some of the solutions that I provide answers exactly some of those problems that they had, they were pleasantly surprised. And I think you will be too. Are you on Facebook right now? Oh, yes. Okay. Excellent. Are you using any gift and loyalty programs? Are you offering any discounts or incentives to, incentivize your customers to come in back more often? Well, let's see. I have this coupon card thing, and when they come in, I stamp it. Every time when they buy a sandwich, for instance, after they get 5 or 6 of them, they get a free one. The problem with that is that, sometimes they forget the card, and then I got to start a new stamp, and then sometimes I forget to ask them about it, or they forget to ask them about it. Well, I understand how you feel, John. Some of those gift and loyalty programs just don't work anymore. They're just not practical. How do you feel about the program you have? Well, I like the fact that it engages customers. When customers actually come back in and they present that card, it's nice to see that they are a return customer, and that's a way that I can see with my own eyes that they're a return customer. So that's kind of nice. I feel good giving the discount because, again, it's rewarding repeat business. So I like gift and loyalty. Excellent. Yes, and you should. In this day and age, it's all about good customer service, and you got to give them a reason to stick with you. Give them a reason to keep coming back. So we totally understand that. I think I've got some really good solutions I'd like to show you that'll enhance what you're doing in those areas. So this gives me a pretty good picture of what you're doing now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the mock-up that I've built for you. And I'm going to highlight, now it's not all of the features that can be done in a mobile app. I only really focused on some of the stuff that will get the point across really fast and show you what you look like in the mobile environment. Oh, in fact, I've got one more question for you. Do you know if your website is currently mobile optimized? No, I don't know. What does that mean? Well, have you looked at it on a mobile device before? No, actually I haven't. Okay, well let's just take a quick look because I want to see kind of what that looks like right now. All right, so there's your website on my Android device, and as you can see, it's really hard to read. Yeah, that looks terrible. Yeah, and I've got to pinch, like this is how I can expand the screen so I can actually see what I'm reading. It's just not real user-friendly here in the mobile space. Can you see that? Yeah, I do see that. That hurts. Yeah, but that's okay. Don't worry, because you know what? 90% of the businesses out there, although they do need one, they don't have one yet. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can get a mobile optimized presence and actually look much better when people are out surfing on their mobile devices. In fact, did you know that 60% of today's searches are done on a mobile device? Did you know that? So you definitely want to make sure you're presenting yourself in the best light there. Would you agree with that? Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to go back through the demo, and I'm going to highlight certain key features that'll drive direct benefits that I think will help expand your business here by using mobile marketing techniques and by specifically using this mobile app, the GPS coupon features and some of the things you're going to like it. So here we go. Now, at that point, you're going to go ahead and start going through the presentation of the mobile application. You go through and you show them screen by screen while you're telling them what that feature is, and make sure that you don't move on to the next feature until you've told them the benefit they're going to get from that feature. I'll give you a perfect example. The number one feature on our feature list is push notifications. Why? Because they're very effective. They're read 97% of the time. Much better than email like we've talked about. That's read 4% of the time at best. So we know it's effective. So what's the feature? The feature is push notifications. And you can show them how messages will pop right on their phone and pop up like an SMS text message. The benefit that they get? Instant read rate. 97% of the time, which ultimately will bring customers taking action, coming back into their store and coming in presenting a coupon or coming in for that special. That's a direct benefit. A new customer or an existing customer coming back in again. New business. Okay, so you're going to go through the different features and you're going to explain and describe the benefit, and then you're going to get them to confirm. This is the trial closing questions that we talked about. Let's go through some of them in our role play. So John, now can you see how by simply going in and plugging in a message about free drink specials for the next 2 hours would just be an absolute winner when you sent the message to 500-600 people who had that app downloaded on their phone, and instantly they got it in seconds and it said free drink specials for the next 2 hours? Can you see how that would help just completely pack this place and start getting, what otherwise would have been a slow day into a super busy day? Can you see that? Yeah, I do see that. That's super effective. I didn't know I can do that. Yes, you can, and it's with the mobile app, John, that you can make that happen. You can get your messages and your discounts out at the push of a button when you want to. Well, is there any cost for that, Damien? Is there any cost to sending out those messages? Well, let me ask you, John, would you like it better if there weren't a cost for sending out push notifications? Well, yeah, of course I would like it better. Well, congratulations, because it doesn't cost anything to send out push notifications. And when you sign up for this mobile application today and let me get it into the marketplaces for you, you'll also have this power at your fingertips free of charge. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, let's keep going through the demonstration. You see, this is something else that we like to show is these GPS coupons. And when someone comes on your location, they can simply click check in. You've heard about that before, John? Right. So they'll check in, and what'll happen is it'll know that they're standing in your store. And after they check in a certain amount of times, it can unlock a certain value of a coupon. So if they checked in 3 times, maybe it's a free entree. What do you think of that, John? Boy, that's pretty slick. Can you see how that would be a much more effective and easier and more practical loyalty program to work with your customer base? Yeah, I do see that. Excellent. Well, when you take advantage of this mobile app today, you'll also be able to do that. And you just keep going through the presentation. You keep getting their buy-in every step of the way. If it addresses a problem and it's the solution, remind them about the problem and ask them, is this the solution? Get them to a point where they say yes. Remember, we're building the yes momentum. Then you go through and you continue to demonstrate the features and you continue to explain the benefit. Then you remind them at how that enhances the good things, the things that they like. And then you remind them of that fact and get them to say yes again. Can you see how adding a QR code to that magazine ad would actually get you more customers because the curiosity factor of wanting to download your app instead of right now where they're having to go to your website or pick up the phone to call you? Can you see how you would get more bang for your buck with that same magazine advertisement by using a QR code, John? Yes, I can see that. Excellent. And you just keep building up, getting your confirmations that you're addressing their problems, that you are providing the total solution. As you get several yeses in a row, you're starting to create emotion. You're starting to see their body movement. You're starting to see it in their eyebrows. They're starting to get wowed by the presentation and by the features and ultimately the benefits. They're clear to them. They can see it. And when you see that magical moment, we'll be getting deeper into this in some of the next videos. You're going to go in for the close. And my friends, that is the sweetest time when you actually do the work, lead up, you ask for the sale, and they simply say, let me have it. Sure, get my app into the mobile marketplaces as soon as you possibly can, and they write you that check. Boy, it feels so good. That's a role play. Let's get back into more of the approach. You'll realize at the point of your yes momentum, you'll realize that magical moment when you've caused some emotions to go off and you've seen it, you observe it, you can see it with your own eyes. Why? Because you're listening, you're observing. As you see, when they say yes, you can see there's a lot more passion in that yes. It's like you bring them up. Do you like it? Yes. Do you like it? Yes, 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 yes. Then boom, you need to ask for the sale. And this is the part I need to make mention. Salespeople always screw themselves right here. They've got such a great conversation going on, they just choke right at the moment of truth, and they don't ask for the sale. They let all of this time go. They continue to talk around themselves. They continue to feature creep this thing to death, and before you know it, there's too much for that person to decide on. They've lost that urgency to buy. All of the air has been let out of the balloon, and you've lost another sale. So you've got to make sure you ask for the sale. You'll never get a sale. They'll never bring themselves to the close. You need to bring them to the close. So don't forget to ask for the sale. And the last tip on this is once you ask for the sale, you have to shut up. It is so important because the next one that speaks loses this little battle. Actually, in this case, if the owner ends up losing and therefore buys that mobile app for you, he's the ultimate winner. So feel good about that. But once you ask for the sale, you want to hear their response. You want to hear their response, and you got to figure out if it's an objection that you need to handle. You need to listen again, listen very closely, because you probably already have the solution to that new objection once you identify it, and we'll get into objection handling in some of the next videos. But you've got to make sure that you've identified that you have the solution. So listen to the objection, and then we'll teach you how to overcome those objections. But that's it for this stage of investigative selling. I hope you enjoyed what we went through. I'm going to take you through a checklist to make sure every time that you're doing this, when you get done with your presentation, no matter how it goes, whether it's a success or a failure, which it's never a failure because remember, it was a good practicing experience, but check yourself and go through a list. Were you asking questions? Were you listening? Were you observing? Were you taking notes? Were you problem solving, and did you use that information that you gathered to formulate the right presentation? Were you using new closes? And effective follow-up. Make sure you've done everything you can to follow up. And you'll hear my great friend Omar Periu as he goes deeper into investigative selling that shows you how that is really the finishing touch to investigative selling. He'll go more deeper in effective follow-up. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this preview to investigative selling. As I said to you, it's one of my favorite styles of selling. It was inspired by the great Tom Hopkins and invented by Omar Periu, and I've adopted it in our training. You're going to meet Omar Periu in one of the next videos, and he's going to dump some more content and peel this onion back some more and teaching you how to be a champion of champions and an absolute closing machine. All right, now we're going to go over the presentation packages that you have available. Let's not forget about the good old-fashioned pitch book, the tried and true. It's over 100 years old. It's real simple. You have a 3-ring binder with sheet protectors, and you have color copies of the screenshots of the mobile app, and you just take them through the story on how this is going to build their business, page by page by page by page, showing them the features, explaining the benefit, getting them to agree, going into some trial closing questions, and taking them all the way to the end, page by page, until which point you're ready to pull out your agreement and start putting pen to paper. We'll get back to that one in a second. Now you've got your preview tools. Now you remember, you've got the one at www.seeyourapplive.com. That's our online preview emulator where you can actually take your prospect through and show them the mock-up or the other demo apps on the computer, on your laptop, or theirs. And then there's, of course, there's a mobile option. There's an app for that. You can download the local app broker preview app in the Apple Store and the Android Google Play market. Then there's a website. There's video. This is starting to become very popular because videos sell. They basically 5 to 8 minute videos going through the features, explaining the benefits, and then getting them back on the phone and closing the deal. The thing that's nice about video is now you can work with people in other states and not just your local community. You have a farther reach. You can work global now. The world is your oyster, and you can send out these videos and demonstrate your mock-ups and demonstrate all of the mock-ups that we have available for you to show as well, and get your sales done. Get them on the phone, close them down. Video's really popular. Here it is.
Curtis Chappell here, and we're demoing yet another mobile app. Some of the features of this app are for any business owner or restaurant owner or steakhouse owner that's looking or thinking about getting an app for their business, and here's some great reasons why. Straight away, we've got Call Us. Now, you click that button, and it's going to bring up a screen where their phone number is already put in, and you just have to click another button, and you're calling the business. So click to call in 2 clicks. This is an app emulator, so I can't bring it up to show you, but it's pretty cool stuff. You're going to click on directions, and it's going to load a Google Maps and give you driving directions. And you also got Tell a Friend, which is very, very cool. It allows people that have the app to share the app out. And when you click Tell a Friend, a window pops up, and you can choose Facebook, Twitter, or via email. And that's how people are going to help you spread the app. They're going to share the app virally with their friends because they're actually interacting with the app and getting some real use out of it. All of these buttons do work though, so what we'll do is we'll have a quick look at the menu, and it's pretty cool. As I said, they're well known for their steakhouse. We'll go in here and we'll have a look at the Wagyu. They actually make their own or grow their own cows. They've had award-winning scenarios with their cows and their meat and their steak, so they're very proud. Now this is this does have the finger capability here, so you can use your fingers to widen it or small it or move it around, and that's pretty cool. So again, you can have various ways of bringing information in. Again, you can have a little bit more information. I've just done this quite quickly to show for the demo, but a little bit about what you can bring in there from a menu point of view. They have a bookings tab here, but I'm not going to push it because the company that they're using here in Australia has it loads very slowly, and it's also not optimized for mobile phones, so it doesn't look very pretty. But if you were using a booking system, you could bring the booking system straight in. The restaurant itself is well known for having an extensive wine list, and basically you've got a 3-tiered solution here. So we've got the main list of wines, we can go into the reds, and we can then look at Pepper Jack, a specific, and we could have some information there about that particular wine. So again, multi-layered lists that you can have incorporated, and we'll click on the More button and have a look at all of this stuff that's in here. This is all great stuff. They're going to launch a wine club this year, and you can go into the wine club and have a look at the monthly events, and obviously you can put information in here. You can have a sign-up form built straight into the app, so that's just taken straight off the website, and we can bring that straight into the app. Go back to the More section. We've got testimonials. Now this is testimonials where they actually have content on their website, so we just brought that content straight in. You can do that. You can have existing website and just pipe stuff into the app, or you can actually create a page and put the content on there yourself. Either way. And look at this. This is pretty cool as well. You got events. So we got New Year's Eve coming up soon, and you go in here and you can see what's happening with New Year's Eve. You could put a booking form in here. You could show what kind of menus you're having. In Brisbane here in September, they have something called River Fire, and they the city puts on the fireworks and they bring the jets, and of course Cha-Cha-Cha is right on the river, so a lot of people will be trying to get in there and book for that night, and people will be able to download those just like a normal app. But the difference between this app and normal app is that normal apps, quote unquote normal apps, are closed. In other words, they've been created, produced, and packaged, and then put up into the iPhone or store or Android market. And if you want to make any changes to that app, you have to bring that code back down, crack it open with developers, pay thousands of dollars, and then resubmit it, and hopefully get it resubmitted and reapproved. You're going to get a login to a back end, and that's very cool. That means that you can actually go into the app and make changes. You can add events, but the point is that you're going to be able to make changes, fundamental changes to the look and feel of the app, and that is unheard of. Okay, so that's very, very, very cool. Let's see what else we have. We've got a fan wall. Just like in Facebook, you got a fan wall. So here, people could actually be putting in comments. So once someone's downloaded the app, they can actually leave comments straight onto the fan wall, and you can be interacting with your clients that way. Here's messages. This is pretty amazing stuff. When you do get the app, there is a hosting fee. It's a $50 a month hosting fee, at least in Australia. And you're going to be able to, as part of that fee, you're going to be able to make changes to the app, as I just mentioned, but you're going to be able to push unlimited messages out to anyone who has downloaded the app, and that goes anywhere in the world. Okay, so it's not using SMS technology, it's using email type technology, push messaging technology, and effectively when you push a message out, the app is going to notify the phone. The person with the app on the phone is going to get a little message on the front of the phone saying, this app just sent you a message, would you like to go read that message? They can say yes, click it, and they can read it immediately, or they can say no, and the message will just sit here in the message section, and they can come back and read it at their leisure. Now, it's a minimum of a maximum of 128 characters. So they're going to be short messages. You're not going to send them a book, but you could send them a shortened URL. You could send some information about the latest events, sign up for this, come in and see this, etc., etc. So again, you've got your client right in your back pocket, so you can actually really start to engage with your clients. So that's really cool stuff. You can have your newsletter in here, so we can have people sign up straight for your newsletter, and then you get their email, and then now you're building a list, right? So you're building a list that you can market to, and that's part of the game here. Obviously, we can have Facebook and Twitter, a few other things. This email photo and image gallery is pretty cool. If you use those in tandem, the app has the ability to take a photo. So you choose a photo. The app will either ask you to take a photo, or you can choose a photo, and then you can send it to the email that's been associated to the app. So in this instance, whatever email we set up for the company, through the app, the clients can take photos while they're having dinner and having a good time, and take these photos and send them up into the app. And then the restaurateur can have a look at the images and then bring them into the image gallery. And again, just imagine you can have your clients sending in photos of them having a good time at your restaurant, and you're putting the photos on the image gallery. Or let's say you have a high dollar client that's coming in for a private party. You could have some of your waiters and waitresses having the app, and they're taking photos while people are having the dinner and engaging, and then you can provide the client those photos and images as a value-added service. I mean, that's just great customer service. So really cool feature there. And then we've got coupons. So for those of you who aren't familiar with QR coupons, the app has a built-in QR scanner built into it. And what happens is we create these, so we say whatever we want here. In this instance, we've got 50% off your next meal. You need to check in another 3 times before you can use this coupon. So what would happen is the restaurant would have a laminated QR code behind the counter, or the waiters and waitresses could carry it around. And when people actually paid for their meal, you could allow them to scan the QR code with their app, and it's obviously tied directly to that specific app, so everybody's app is completely unique. And when they scan it 3 times, and this unlocks, and then they can show at the discount when they check out that, look, I've scanned this 3 times. Here's my 50% coupon. Please apply that to my next meal. Now that's just a fantastic way to start building a customer loyalty program, and you don't need the cards, and you don't need the swipes or the pamphlets or any of the other things. It's all built straight into the app. So that's really, really cool. So again, there's really no limit to the things you can bring into the app. I've shown you some of the things here which we brought into this one, and pretty amazing stuff. Just thinking about the cost of these things, I've went and talked to one client, and they got quotes from between $15,000 and $60,000. Now that's $60,000. So These apps start at 2,500. Okay, so we're going to start at 2,500. The apps probably come in between 3.5 by the time we get it all finished up. And then you're also going to have a $50 per month hosting fee, which I mentioned. That's going to give you the push messaging and also the ability to log into the back end and change the app anytime you want. And when I mean change the app, I mean you can change the whole look and feel. You could upload a whole new photo here. You could seasonalize your app and have every quarter or every month a new photo here. And by the way, this is a graphic that I just put together quickly. I'm no graphics guy, so Cha-Cha-Char would have their own people design this and have this properly done. You can move the buttons around. You can have everything moved and change things around. So again, you've got total control of the back end. So let's talk about getting an app built for you and your business or your upscale steakhouse, and you can start differentiating yourself from your competitors and really stand out from the crowd. And again, at the price point that we're talking, it's a no-brainer for any business that's serious about doing business. Okay, solutions. And the question for you is, does your restaurant have its own mobile app?
Now, I'm going to tell you something that makes me the most excited, and that is the feeling that you get when you put pen to paper, because in most cases it equals profit, especially in the sales business. As soon as you can get that pen to paper, the sooner that check's going to get cashed. So here's the trick. When you get down to it, whatever you're using to present, make sure that you have a document to sign. Yes, you can go ahead and have an e-form on a computer laptop or an iPad. Yes, you can do that. Personally, go back to the old pitch book. At least the agreement part of it. If you're belly to belly, you might as well have it there so you can go ahead and lay it out at the right time when you hit that right emotion, when you know you've earned the right. You have proven to them why this is their total solution. You've confirmed that several times as they built the yes momentum, and then as you see the emotion to where they just got to have it and you know they got to have it, you can motion your paperwork in front of them and start the motion to ask for the information. Now here's a little tip. The faster you can get pen to paper, the faster the profits. So rather than hand them the form and the pen, you avoid the uncomfortable situation when they don't take the pen. Instead, you go ahead when you're ready and you ask for something non-threatening. Don't go right in for the social security number. This is some of the stuff I did when I was selling merchant accounts. I had a lot of paperwork to deal with, lease paperwork, and I got to get everything. But when I pulled out the easiest of the forms that wasn't intimidating, and I would ask, now how do you spell your last name again? Or what's the address here again for delivery? Things like that. So that you can start getting them answering the questions, and before you know it, now that you've taken the pen to paper, you're actually writing up a deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the proposal document that you can edit, and you can actually put anything you want, your own screenshots or demo apps, screenshots of our other demo apps, if you don't like the ones that we have on there, or you can choose to use a shorter version with no screenshots and no pictures. Now let's talk about payment terms. This is important. How much are you going to take down? What's the payment terms going to be? Is it a $1,500 price or is it a $2,000 price? We'll get into some pricing models in the next video, but for right now, I want to look at what the terms are. So you can take 100% down right now, or you can make it less threatening and just take a down payment, which is still a nice commitment. I recommend you always try to get at least a third or at least 25%. You want him to have some skin in the game. It's okay if it's refundable, but get some skin in the game, then you go produce the app, and then upon request for changes, when you deliver it, ready to go to the marketplaces, you could collect your balance. At that point, maybe $1,000 or $1,500. Now, what if someone's doesn't have it in their budget to be able to spend $1,000 or $1,500, that month? They've got bills. They've got, it's just not in the cards. I totally recommend you break it up into 3 payments for $500 each, 4 payments of $500 each. You got your cost met if you're paying us $300 to do your app for you, or if you're just paying the $99 submission fee, your costs are met with the $500. And then you've got continuity for the next 3-4 months. You basically get reoccurring revenue. And the more folks you put on that program, the better your monthly check will get. So always, one, you're not only you're making yourself more accommodating and easier to do business with, but you're also lowering the barrier to entry. You're lowering the risk factor. We could even turn you on to a financing company that I have access to. That's how we made a grip out there in the marketplace. Was we sold credit card processing terminals by payments. I would go in and collect the $59 check, and they would pay the leasing company for 4 years, but the leasing company would pay me a couple grand for a credit right up front. It was awesome. The maintenance fee agreement, basically I want to go over that now. The maintenance fee is $39.95 per month. They get tech support via email. We do the tech support for your client, so you don't have to. And 24/7 back office access to update the app. You're going to basically, after you sell the app, you'll turn over the keys to the car. You'll give them the username and password, and they can make all the future changes. Unless you enter into a service agreement, which we'll cover in one of the next videos, and how you can actually create residual income by servicing their updates.